latest news stories. On all social media, the latest music videos are effect. That's here to see what Ghana. This is Kodak Showbiz. Join us on this channel this and every Saturday at 7 p.m. and same time on Tuesdays. My name is Kodak. My name is Kodak Showbiz. Entertainment beyond.
COVID-19 is an infectious disease caused by a new coronavirus introduced to humans for the first time. It is spread from person to person, mainly through the droplets produced when an infected person speaks, coughs, or sneezes. These droplets can land in the mouths or noses of people who are nearby. These droplets are too heavy to travel far in the air. They only travel approximately 1 meter and quickly settle on surfaces. This is the reason person-to-person spread is happening mainly between close contacts. The exact time the virus can survive on surfaces is not yet known. So it is wise to clean surfaces regularly, particularly in the vicinity of people infected with COVID-19. Hands touch many surfaces, which can be contaminated with the virus. You should therefore avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay healthy and prevent the spread of COVID-19.
Okay, so we can continue now where we have left off. So as I was saying, we wanted to look at required return, and required return is equal to your risk-free rate of return plus a factor of the beta and the market risk premium. Your risk-free rate of return and a factor of the beta of the market risk premium. Now, when we talk about the beta, beta simply means the risk of the investment. So when we hear risk, risk can also be called what? The beta. The spelling of the beta is B-E-T-A. B-E-T-A is the beta I'm talking about. So write it down so that when you see it, you know what you are talking about. Beta is spelled as B-E-T-A. And beta here tells you the risk of the investment, or it tells you the exposure of the investment to what? Market risk. Beta tells us, or beta gives us or beta explains the exposure of the investment to market what? Risk. Now, you must know something about beta. Beta is always equal to 1. Sorry, beta is always equal to 1 or more. Beta cannot be less than 1. Beta is not less than 1. So when you calculate a question and they say calculate the beta and you get beta to be 0 point, it's wrong. Beta is always more than what? 1. And the market's return of a beta, or the beta of a market return, is always equal to 1. Take notes. The beta of the market return is always equal to 1. So they'll give you an information. They'll give you, Messi has a return of 5% and a beta of 1.5. Mavis has a return of 10 and a beta of 1. Unis have a return of 3 and a beta of 2. Now you look at all of them, then they ask you which one is the market return. You don't know. But when you know that the market returns beta is always equal to 1, the one that is having the beta to be equal to 1.0, and no, the year market return. I hope I'm making some sense here. Now, when we talk about market risk premium is equal to market risk premium, which is indicated with the variable of MRP. MRP is equal to your RM MRP is equal to RM minus RF. MRP, which is the market risk premium, is equal to RM, market risk. I'm not saying MR, RM, market risk. Don't say risk market, it's market risk, but they write it RM minus RF. Your RF is the risk-free rate of return. So MRP is equal to RM minus RF. Now, RP is equal to RP, which is the risk premium. RP is equal to beta. So beta is given or is given by the letter B. Is given by the letter B. So use the letter B to indicate beta. I'll show you how they write that B, but just use the letter B to represent beta for now. So RP is equal to B multiplied by, so B bracket open, B bracket open, RM minus RF. RP, which is equal to the risk premium, or RP, the risk premium, is equal to RM minus RF. So somebody can rewrite the RP in this form. Somebody can say RP is equal to the beta multiplied by MRP. You get the same answer. Because I know that my RM minus my RF give me MRP. So to get RP, I just multiply the B by the MRP. I get RP. Or I'll say RP is equal to the B multiplied by RM minus what? RF. So this is another formula I want to give you when it comes to required return. Now, we say required return is equal to what? Your RF plus the beta bracket open RM minus RF. So I can say that required return, which is indicated as RI. When you look on the page over there, the same page, RI is equal to RF plus RP. RI is equal to RF plus RP. So on the page 7, or is that page 7 where I say you should look at? You see that they say required return is equal to risk-free plus what? Risk premium. So your risk-free is the RF, risk premium is the RP. And now you know your risk premium to be equal to the beta plus the MRP. You know your MRP to be equal to RM minus RF. So I can rewrite this whole formula and say that RI is equal to RF plus beta bracket open RM minus RF. I'll get the same answer. So whichever way you want to pass, you get the same answer. Yes, Messi, your hand is up. Is that the page? The page.
Can you share with me?
I should share my screen. Okay. Go to page. Page. Are you on page 9?
Yes.
You're on page 9. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen.
Yes.
Then we go. we are saying that required return RI is equal to RF plus beta plus RP. Are you okay? RI is equal to
Yes.
RF plus what? RP. Now, RP is equal to beta bracket open RM minus RF. Now, MRP is equal to your RM minus RF. So therefore, I can rewrite this formula as or my beta multiplied by my MRP. So this formula, I can rewrite it in this form. I get any? I can rewrite my RP in this form. I can say it's equal to this or this. I get you the scenario. So I can rewrite it in this form. I get what I mean? So, and I can also rewrite this one too in this form. Or my RF plus my beta bracket open or beta multiplied by my MRP. I can rewrite it in this formula. I get you the scenario. Or I can say that my RF plus the beta bracket open RM minus RF. I get you the scenario. So I can rewrite this formula in this form or in this form. So this same formula, I can rewrite. You say? Have you gotten it? So I can rewrite it in this form. They all mean the same thing. So RI, which is equal to this plus this. And when I am breaking, we have broken this RP down. And we say this RP is equal to this. I get any? So if RP is equal to this, then I also know that this RM, this weighing RM minus MRF will give me MRP. So if this minus this is equal to this, then I can rewrite this one as this multiplied by MRP. That is all what I'm saying. Mercy, are you getting it?
Yes.
Good. So if I can rewrite it like this, then I can come here and I can say, okay, then this plus this multiplied by this, you also give me RI. Or this plus this multiplied by this minus this, you also give me RI. So it's the same formula that we have broken it down into pieces. So whatever you want to tackle it from, you are good to go. All you need to know is that now where RF is equal to your risk-free rate of return, your RP is equal to, yes, Any question? Okay, let's move on. If no question, then we can move on. So I'm saying that where RF is equal to your risk-free rate of return, RP is the risk premium. Your MRP is equal to your market risk premium. Your B is equal to your beta. And then your, I think those one, where beta explain the exposure of the investment to the market risk, or it measures, beta measures the exposure of the investment to the market risk. Are you getting it? So these are the variables that we have explained over there. If you have any question, ask me and then I will explain it to you. Now, so therefore, you can have an illustration. Mercy's hand is up again. Mercy, let's hear you. You're on floor. Yes.
Please, I want to know.
The RI. Yes.
Yes. How many from this year? No, it's not last week only. So,
Your network is not stable, so your network is not stable, so we can hardly hear you. So, Mercy, can you type the question you wanted to ask? Let's see if we can hear you again. Mercy, can you hear us? Yes, but it's like your network, there's a break in your network, so we can hardly hear you from our end over here. Let me try another person and see. Mavis. Mavis. Good. And it seems your network. Yeah. I just wanted to test if it is from my end or it's from Mercy's end.
Okay.
So it is from Mercy's end. She is asking question concerning the required return, but I can't hear her clearly. Let me unmute her again and see. Mercy, can you hear us? Hello, Mercy. I can hardly, your voice is breaking. So, Mercy, if you can hear me, type your message on WhatsApp for me. Then I can quickly get in touch with it and explain it to you over here. Or if you can do voice note on WhatsApp so that it will not take you much time, then we can go on. But in the meantime, you can be joining the meeting via audio. So, as I was saying, that is how we get required return. So, is RF plus your RP. And I have broken down the RP for you. Now, at the end of the day, when we are talking about the required return, what we basically wanted to establish is what we call the capital asset pricing. Capital asset pricing model. Now, when you go to your book, open to page 10. Open to page 10. Let me explain the diagram on page 10 for you. Now, the diagram on page 10 simply illustrates the relationship between required return and the market return. It just explains it for you. The higher the beta, the higher the required return. At the beginning of the of the lecture, I made mention of something. Those who were in the first lecture on business finance, that there is one notion in business finance that the higher the return, the higher the risk. The higher the lower the return, the lower the risk. So anything that is risky, the return from that is what? Is high. Anything that is not risky, the return from there is not high. Good. Okay, Mercy's voice note is in, so let me quickly check it on WhatsApp, then we can address her concern. Okay, so Mercy's question is that the RI formula that I gave you on the board, on the whiteboard, when it comes to examination, these formulas, I gave you 3 formulas. 1, 2, 3. She wanted to know that in an examination, should she write this one as the RI formula, or she should write this one as the RI formula, or she should write this one as the RI formula. Any one that you write as the RI formula, you are going to get it correct. But I prefer this one, this very one, the one I highlighted, as the formula for the RI. Why? Because he wants you to do the work or solve the question step by step. He wants you to solve the question systematically. So it means that if you go by this formula, you have already condensed this one. So once you've condensed this one, you are not going to get marks for the steps that will make you get the condensation of this one. But you can write this formula like this in an examination, but you put in the figures in this form. The figures must be put in this form, then you now condense them into their lowest form. So from the 3 formulas for the RI here, they are all correct, but for the sake of exams, you go by this one. But you must know the component of these ones too, that okay, RM minus RF is equal to MRP. RP is equal to beta multiplied by my MRP. You should know those ones. Once you don't know those ones too, it will worry you in an examination. So Mercy, I think you have been answered now. Mercy, can you hear now? Are you okay? Okay, good. So let's go to the page that I asked you to go in the handouts. I'm going to share my page again so that at least you can follow. So this is the diagram I want you to locate in your handout. This particular diagram, I want you to locate it in your handout. Then I'll explain it for you. Now, I said the diagram explains the relationship between your market risk and then what your required return. And then we say we have a notion that the higher the risk, the higher the return. So you can see that if the risk is 0.6426, the return is 10. If the risk is 1, return is 15. If the risk is 2, return is 20. I get you the scenario. Good. Now, at the end of the day, if you know how to plot your graph very well, with this graph, you can identify your RF from there. You can identify your beta from there. You can identify your RN from there, your market return. So you need 3 variables to solve RI. Now, when you look at the graph carefully, when beta is 0, required return is how much? Who can answer? Who can answer? Quick, quick, quick. When beta is 0, so I'm assuming you are in your book now. So I'm stopping sharing my screen so that I can call you. When beta is 0, required return is how much? Eunice. Hey, Eunice is doing me like a Mavis thing someone. Eunice, can you hear? Hello? Let's see if Mercy can hear me. Mercy, can you hear me? Your voice. Okay, let me end the meeting and restart it again. Maybe your voice will be okay.